if you're thinking about moving to Knoxville, you really need to understand all the areas around Knoxville and what each one offers. And so that's exactly what we're gonna do in this video. Go to all these different areas so you can see for yourself what you have access to in each one. But starting out here in downtown, and I'm gonna hop over to the end of the street here and show you one of the best things about Knoxville. All right, so what I was going to show you is this river down here, but they are doing some road work on this bridge, so I can't get out on it and show you. But this is the Tennessee River that runs right through Knoxville. So downtown Knoxville literally sits right along the Tennessee River. This river runs all through Knoxville, and then there are literally 6 other lakes within about a 30-minute drive from here. So one of the things that really draws a lot of people to Knoxville and to East Tennessee in general is all these lakes, and then the Smoky Mountains, literally just about 30 to 45 minutes that direction, and then the Cumberland Mountains, just about 30 minutes that direction. So surrounded by lakes and mountains, just a beautiful area. And so that's one of the major reasons why so many people will move here. Let's go check out what downtown has to offer. So there's a ton of stuff in this central downtown area. One of the really cool historic sites is right here, the Tennessee Theater. So a lot of great shows and everything that go on there. Absolutely beautiful venue. But then you've got just a ton of, great restaurants, cool places to hang out, coffee shops, breweries, all kinds of stuff down through here. Right across the street over here, you've got one of the best sushi places in town called Mama. You've got K-Brew Coffee and Bagels right here, which is a local Knoxville coffee shop. One of the local favorites here is Cruz Farm Ice Cream right across the street here. So Cruz Farm is a local dairy farm, and their ice cream is absolutely incredible. Any night of the week, you'll see a line out the door here in the warmer months. They also have a pizza shop in town as well. And then you've got the Frothy Monkey, another local Tennessee coffee shop across the street here. Knoxville doesn't have quite as much downtown shopping as some of the other major cities, like Nashville, for example. But Mass General Store is a really cool downtown store. Everything from like hiking gear, clothes, food. And then there are several other nice stores downtown as well. One of the best taco places is right along through here as well, called Chivo. This area through here is called Market Square, kind of like the heart of downtown Knoxville. But again, just a bunch more really good restaurants, some shops, of course some bars. But a couple of the restaurants that I wanted to point out down here on this end, you've got Tupelo Honey, which is like gourmet Southern cooking. And then at the end here, the other end, you have Stock and Barrel, which is one of the best hamburgers in town, and 2 of my favorite restaurants. But this is also not only kind of all this stuff that you see right here now, these brick and mortar stores, but this big square area is used for a lot of different stuff. Just kind of throughout the year, there'll be farmers markets, different events, festivals. Actually, during the Christmas season, there'll be an ice skating rink set up down here. So really cool area to have different types of events, and great area to come hang out downtown. And just a little bit down the hill from that main part of town we were just in, you can see it just right up there behind us. We get to this section of town called the Old City, but really it's just a lot more, shops, restaurants. And by the way, there are quite a few lofts, like Sturkey lofts here behind me, and apartments downtown as well. So, like I promised, we're gonna check out all the areas around Knoxville to see what might be the best fit for you to live in. But if you are looking for that downtown lifestyle, there are plenty of lofts and apartments downtown here, and there are a bunch of them a bunch of new ones being developed that I'll show you here in just a second. So right down here is an example of some of the newer lofts that have been developed in the last few years. Right below those in the bottom section is something called Marble City Market and Food Hall, which is really cool. It has space where local restaurants can rent space, and it's just basically like walk up service. And so there's a bunch of different local restaurants in there. So that's a cool place. If you want to go out to dinner or lunch, but you can't agree on what you want to eat, there's a bunch of options in there. And so everybody can kind of hang out and then get whatever they want to eat. So that's super cool. You see the train tracks that run along through here. So this is the Old City, and it's kind of like the older industrial area of town. So it's kind of got that cool industrial vibe, as it starts to be revitalized and some of the things repurposed into restaurants and lofts and things like that. So really cool vibe down in the Old City. So one of the really cool things about Knoxville, like I was mentioning, is having the mountains so close by. I don't know if you can see that billboard up there, but that's a billboard for one of the major attractions in the Smoky Mountains. And so that's a big tourist destination, and having that so close by to Knoxville is really cool. But what a lot of people really enjoy is getting up into the Smoky Mountains, kind of in the non-tourist area, so they don't have to deal with all the traffic and everything like that. So you can definitely do that as well. And here's another example of some brand new lofts that have been built downtown. So there's actually a restaurant in the bottom of these as well, which is really cool. So a lot of options. I mean, there's a lot of these, you know, historic buildings that have been repurposed into apartments and lofts, but there's also a lot of new development downtown. So really cool to see all that happening. This right here is the biggest development going on in Knoxville right now. This is a new baseball stadium for the Knoxville minor league baseball team, but it's also got residential units. It has space for retail, space for dining. So there's gonna be a bunch of different stuff in here. So huge development right through here. This is right in downtown. So right on the other side of this bridge right here is downtown, where we just were with everything else. So literally right in downtown. So cool to see that new development coming to downtown. All right, so we're heading out away from downtown now, and the first area we're gonna check out is South Knoxville. We're gonna head over and take a look at some of the neighborhoods in South Knoxville, but the number one thing that really stands out about South Knoxville is this area that I am right now. It's called the Knoxville Urban Wilderness, and it's about 600 acres of nature preserve that is literally urban. I mean, well, the road is right here, so I'm right on the very edge of it, but you hop on this road and you're in downtown Knoxville in 5 minutes. And so you got this 600-acre nature preserve right there next to downtown. It's got miles of mountain bike trails, hiking trails, actually over 60 miles of trails. So that's super cool. It's got this quarry down here that's been converted into a swimming area that's maintained by the city. So really cool area. If you love to get outdoors, have, you know, if you like to have hiking trails and if you enjoy mountain biking and stuff like that, South Knoxville is hard to beat for the convenience of having this huge urban wilderness right in your backyard. So this is the main entrance to Iams Nature Center, which is a big component of the urban wilderness. And you can see even there's a sign pointing to downtown. So I mean, this is close to downtown. This greenway that runs through here that I'm on right now connects just about continuously all the way to downtown. So I think you have to go on a few sidewalks and stuff, but you can make it just about all the way to downtown on this greenway. But Iams is a big part of this, Iams Nature Center. And I think Iams is actually the one that keeps up the quarry down there that's just across the street. I said it was the city, but I think it's Iams alongside the city that maintains that. But the city of Knoxville is involved in the entire urban wilderness. So this nature center is a big component of that. So I wanted to point that out. And then the other big component that I wanted to point out is the mountain bike trails. So we'll hop over there and take a look at that as well. So this other section of the urban wilderness I wanted to highlight is this mountain bike park out here behind me. And this is really just one of the entrances into that 600 acres. So you've got this incredible mountain bike facility. The city's put a ton of money into this, but this also connects to those 60 miles of trails back through the urban wilderness back here. So that's just a couple of the highlights, you know, Iams Nature Center, and then Baker Creek, which is this mountain bike area right here. A couple of the big highlights of the Knoxville urban wilderness. So this street here is what a lot of the homes in South Knoxville are going to look like. A lot of them are older. You know, most of the new development is over on the west side of town, which is where we're getting ready to head next if you're more interested in a new home. But most of these homes are going to be around 1,000 square feet, maybe a little bit larger, and most of them are going to be at least $300,000. You know, you're super convenient to downtown right here, just, you know, 5-minute drive away to get to downtown, 1 minute to the Knoxville urban wilderness, which is why a lot of people will move to these neighborhoods. So a lot of the homes are going to be around this size. There are some neighborhoods with larger homes that we're going to check out, some neighborhoods that are walkable. So let's go check out those areas as well. So this is Island Home. This is one of those neighborhoods in South Knoxville where you can find some larger homes. These homes in here are kind of a wide variety. I mean, you have everything from 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom on up from there. So you'll find stuff, like I said, in the 300,000s, but then you'll find things that are in the 800,000 or 900,000s as well. Very hard to find homes for sale in here. There's currently nothing for sale because it is just a couple minutes away from downtown. This is a very desirable area, very well, you know, kept up historic neighborhood. So a lot of people love it. Literally sits right along the Tennessee River as well. So that's one of the things about South Knoxville. A lot of these neighborhoods are super close to downtown. And the next one we're going to check out is actually essentially right in the very edge of downtown. If you want to live in an area that's really walkable to things like some restaurants, coffee shops, breweries, This area of South Knoxville called the South Waterfront is a great area of Knoxville to be able to do that. The city has really focused on putting some redevelopment effort into this area. And so there's a bunch of new apartments, there are new townhomes, as well as a mixture of the older single family homes. So it's that cool mixture of the new development and the older homes. There's this really nice park that the city's put in along the river here. And then it's also literally right across the river from the main part of downtown. So you can see downtown right through there. So you can hop on that bridge and walk over to the main part of downtown. But we're gonna hop over just on the other side of these buildings is some areas where you can actually access things really close by. So just on the other side of this hill is where we just were. So you can see, more townhomes right here that are really nice. And then you still got the older historic homes through here as well. So cool to see that mixture. But then right down here, this is Sevier Avenue. And so this is where a lot of those shops and restaurants, coffee shops, and all that kind of stuff is. So you can actually see right across the street, there's a boutique gym. And so, you think about a truly walkable area, which there aren't really that many of in the Knoxville area. It's a very driving heavy city, but you could live in these neighborhoods and be walkable to get to a gym, coffee shop, restaurants, brewery. Only thing that's really not here is a grocery store, but cool area if you want to be kind of in that walkable downtown area, but not be like right in the main part of downtown, not deal with the hassle of being right in downtown. This is a cool area to be. I'm going to take you and show you a couple of the new townhomes that are for sale right now. So these are some new townhomes that are available for sale here in the South Waterfront District. These are about 1 minute away from that little area where we just were with breweries, restaurants, coffee shops. 1 minute walk, that is. So very, very close by, and there are several units still for sale in here. They're going to be in the 500,000 and 600,000s for 2-bedroom units. So 2-bedroom, around 1,000 square feet, 500,000 and 600,000s. And so, when you get in these downtown walkable areas, the price per square foot goes up quite a bit, but very nice units right there. By the way, if you want to see a current list of everything that's available for sale in the Knoxville area, go to our website, tnexpert.com, or scan the QR code right here. That'll take you directly to a list of available homes. Our real estate team helps people every single day, just like you, make that move to Tennessee. So if you want to connect, go to our website, tnexpert.com. Now, one of the things a lot of people wonder is whether or not Knoxville is a college town, and the answer is yes and no. The flagship University of Tennessee is in Knoxville, which is a huge university, but there's so much other stuff going on in Knoxville that you can live here and never really, worry about the university if you don't want to. But that being said, if you're a sports fan, it's a lot of fun. Neyland Stadium is one of the largest stadiums in the country, and so game days down here are fun. Tennessee's got a great basketball program, great baseball program as well, and so to sum it up, you really don't have to worry about the university if you live here and you don't want to, but if you enjoy college sports, it's a cool part of the city to enjoy. So we're heading out into West Knoxville now. We're just a few minutes out from downtown, but right off the bat, I wanted to bring up one of the biggest differences about West Knoxville compared to the other areas around town, and that is there are more large shopping developments. Think stores like Costco, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and a bunch more. This is just one small shopping development. There's a bunch more big ones. So if you really like to be super convenient to a lot of shopping options, then West Knoxville is probably the side of town for that. We're gonna go check out a bunch of the other parts of West Knoxville though, including the new developments. First of all, we're gonna check out a couple of the older neighborhoods though. So this is the Sequoia Hills neighborhood, or one of those older neighborhoods in West Knoxville, just about 5 minutes out from downtown. And as we get further out west, further away from town is where we get into those new developments. But you've got a lot of these nice older neighborhoods. And so a few things to highlight about these older neighborhoods: they tend to have larger lot sizes, and they tend to have a lot more trees throughout the community. So you'll see when we get to the newer ones, there's not very many trees, the lot sizes are smaller. And so I'll go drive back through here so you can see what these look like as I'm talking about it. But nice large lots, beautiful trees everywhere, and the older neighborhoods really just kind of have a nicer look than some of the new ones do. Of course, you're gonna get an older home along with that. This park along through here is Sequoia Park, really nice park that sits right along the Tennessee River. So if you want that beautiful setting, older trees, and nice large lots, one of these older developments could be the way to go. One of the other things about West Knoxville, homes tend to be a little bit larger. So if you're looking for something a little larger than what we saw as the typical home in South Knoxville, then you can definitely find that over on the west side of Knoxville. So this is Lakeshore Park out here behind me, and this is an absolutely massive park that's kind of right in the middle of a bunch of these neighborhoods over in West Knoxville that we're going to be taking a look at. So, you know, South Knoxville had that urban wilderness, but West Knoxville doesn't have anything like that, but it's got a lot of really nice parks. This is probably the biggest one. I'm not sure if it is, but I think it is. So there's a bunch of different stuff here. There's miles of greenway. There is really nice playgrounds, several different sports facilities, everything from pickleball to baseball to soccer fields. And then there's just a lot of nice areas to hang out. There's a little event venue. There's a really nice pavilion and just a really nice area that's well kept up. This is taken care of by the city of Knoxville Park and Recreation Department. So super nice park. And this is going to be within, you know, 10-15 minutes of all these different neighborhoods that we're taking a look at in West Knoxville. All right, so this is the Westmoreland neighborhood, and this is another one of those older neighborhoods where you can get these nice historic homes, and there's really a big range in here. I mean, there are homes up to, you know, around $2, $3, $4 million, but then scattered through these neighborhoods, there's also going to be homes, you know, in 400,000 and 500,000s. But you start to get some pockets of new development out here. I'm actually turning down this one street that has some brand new homes on it, and these are going to be around 1.3 to 1.4 million, these brand new homes. But the thing to keep in mind as we drive through this older neighborhood and you see all these trees, these nice large lots, as we get further out west, we're going to be looking at a lot of new developments, and you're going to see you don't get these large lots with all these trees. So if you're looking for something that has this feel with all these, you know, nice old trees, large lots, then one of these older neighborhoods is probably going to be the way to go. So just a couple minutes away from the neighborhoods we were just in, we get to the one large indoor shopping mall that Knoxville has. This is Westtown Mall, and of course it just has every normal thing that you would expect in an indoor shopping mall like this. You know, restaurants, shops, everything from the big department stores to the smaller stores like Lululemon, Apple Store, stuff like that. And then restaurants, there's another big shopping area just across the street over here. So a ton of shopping. This is just literally, you know, 3-4 minutes away from all those neighborhoods where we just were. So you can kind of start to see how convenient the shopping is. So if being convenient to a lot of shopping is important to you, then West Knoxville is a great location for that. So this is one of the new developments. This is called Heritage Ridge, and these homes are going to be 4 and 5 bedroom homes, around 3,000 to 3,500 square feet. And as far as the price, they're going to be, most of them are going to be in the 800,000 and 900,000s as far as value, but they are semi-custom, meaning the builder will work with you to allow you to make selections and things like that. So really nice neighborhood right here. And again, just a few minutes away from all the shopping areas where we just were. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to mention, all those older neighborhoods that are closer to downtown are actually in the city of Knoxville. So you pay city and county tax. One of the reasons why a lot of people will move to Tennessee is for a lower cost of living. Now, as far as the home values, those have gone up to be just a little bit above the national average, but there's still a lower cost of living when it comes to taxes and insurance. So the property taxes are a big part of that. For these homes, you're gonna pay probably around $2,000 to $4,000 a year for kind of most of the homes that we're seeing today. So, you know, $2,000 to $4,000 a year in county tax. If you live out this far, you're only paying county tax. If you get a little bit closer to town, like in a lot of those older neighborhoods, you're paying county and city. So that number is gonna just about double when you're paying the county and the city tax. So that's one of the advantages as you get a little bit further out from downtown. You're actually outside of the city limits and you're only paying the county tax. If you're looking for a community that has amenities like tennis courts, pickleball courts, swimming pool, fitness center, golf course, nothing that we've seen so far really has that. But this community right here, it's called Gettysview. So Gettysview Country Club has all the normal stuff that any normal country club would have, everything I just mentioned. It's also got a nice restaurant. So if that's what you're looking for, you have Gettysview Country Club, and there are a couple other country clubs in the West Knoxville area. Now, a lot of people are used to coming from states and cities where it's kind of the norm to have amenities like this in a community. It's really not the norm in the Knoxville area. So if you are looking for a community with these type of amenities, you're gonna have to be in one of these specific neighborhoods that offers it. So Gettysview is one of those, really nice country club here. And again, in West Knoxville, and the two other big ones that have all these amenities are also in West Knoxville. So you know, if this is the style neighborhood that you're looking for, West Knoxville is probably going to be the best fit for you, and Getty's View is one of the neighborhoods that offers that. This right here is one of the most unique new developments in West Knoxville. This is called North Shore Town Center, and you know, I showed you some of those areas in South Knoxville that are walkable, and this is kind of like the new suburb take on like a walkable neighborhood. So really nice neighborhood development back up in here. But if you look right down this street here, you have the commercial development along with it. So you have actually the local elementary school right here, but then you also have a Target, you have a Publix, you have several restaurants. So talk about being walkable, literally just a few hundred yards down this hill here, and you can live in these homes back through here. You've got townhomes. So really, really nice residential neighborhood, super close to that commercial area. So if you want that new suburb feel, but still get that walkability, this is one option. And there's still new townhomes being built in here, several new home sites back through here as well. So if that's what you're looking for, this is really the only thing that is like this in the West Knoxville area. So this is part of that commercial development just down the hill, and you've got several restaurants along through here. You've got Kazi's Corner Grill, which is a really good restaurant. You've got a Mexican restaurant through here, Soccer Taco. You've got the Casual Pint. You've also got a dentist and an eye doctor, so a few other professional offices. And then just on the other side of this little lake here is where you've got the Target, the Publix. You've also got other things over there like Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, several other restaurants. So a bunch of stuff down through here that is easily walkable from these neighborhoods just up the hill. So one of the things I mentioned at the beginning of the video was that people love the lakes in East Tennessee, and this is Fort Loudon Lake. It runs right through Knoxville. This is the same river that runs through downtown, runs out through West Knoxville. So that's one of the other things about West Knoxville. You know, I mentioned there's several lakes that surround Knoxville, but Fort Loudon is the one that goes right through, and West Knoxville is the section of Knoxville that it really runs through. And so if you want to be super close to the lake, then that's one of the other things that you're going to be able to get in West Knoxville. Now this lake sits all along through, so there's neighborhoods along the lake, but if you don't want to spend the money to get right on the lake, there are marinas that run through here as well, and you can keep your boat at one of the marinas. Just to give you an idea, all these neighborhoods that sit along this lake are still only going to be, you know, 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes away from the big shopping areas and commercial developments. So you can be right on the lake and still super convenient, or you can be in one of the normal neighborhoods, keep your boat at one of the marinas, and still get out and enjoy the lake. One of the other big reasons why people will move to Tennessee is for the weather, and you know, getting out and enjoying the lakes or the Smoky Mountains or any of the other outdoor activities, you know, mountain biking, hiking, you know, the weather's a big part of that. And so one of the things that people will move for, a lot of people will move from the southern states to be in a cooler environment, but also a lot of people will move from the northern states to be in a warmer environment. So it's kind of that happy middle. But the boating season, just to give you an idea, you can get out on this lake anywhere from like April through October, and it'll be nice and warm and feel really good to be outdoors. In the summer, the hottest month is July, and the average day is going to be upper 80s, close to 90 degrees. The coldest month is January. The average day is going to be around 50 degrees. So even in that coldest month, obviously you're probably not going to be out on the lake, but if you want to get out and go for a hike, if you want to even play golf or enjoy a lot of other outdoor activities, you can still do that. So you can enjoy all the outdoor things that Tennessee has to offer pretty much year round, really long boating season as well. So that weather is one of the big reasons why people will move not just to Knoxville, but to Tennessee in general. So this is actually the largest shopping area in all of Knoxville. It's called Turkey Creek, and it has over 50 different retailers, over 50 different dining options, not to mention things like gyms, salons, and doctor's offices. And right outside of here is actually where the Knoxville Costco is as well. So there's a ton of stuff right here. It's right on the edge of a small town on the west side of Knoxville called Farragut that we're gonna go check out in just a second. But literally anything that you could possibly need is basically located right in this shopping development. So in addition to that big shopping area, the town of Farragut has a lot of other stuff to offer. So when you get down into the residential areas, really nice neighborhoods, it's a mixture of new development and some older homes as well. But one of the cool things is they've got this greenway system that runs through the parks and through the neighborhoods. So you can see this McPhee Park, one of the big parks out here behind me. There's a couple other really nice parks. And then one of the new developments is right across the street here. And so this greenway will connect through a lot of these neighborhoods, but you get some of these new developments with these smaller lots. That's one of the things to notice. And then the same as the rest of West Knoxville, a lot of those older neighborhoods that were developed like back in the 70s and 80s, you're gonna get those nice big lots. So that's kind of what the town of Farragut has to offer. A lot of other stuff that we don't have time to get into, but kind of similar to the rest of West Knoxville. One of the other things to know about Farragut is it has one of the highest rated public school districts in all of Tennessee. And that's according to the standard ratings. But if that's important to you, then Farragut's one of the places where you can find that. Now there are several other very highly rated schools in the West Knoxville area and other parts around Knoxville, but Farragut consistently ranks as one of the very top in the state. So I am now in Hardin Valley, which is another section of West Knoxville, and this is where there's more new construction than really anywhere else in Knoxville. So this is one of the neighborhoods that I'm in now. These homes are going to start in the 600,000s. Most of them are going to be 4-bedroom, anywhere from like 2,200 to 2,800 square feet. But there are about 5 other neighborhoods that I can see from right here. I mean, you can see this neighborhood up on the hill behind me, and then this next hill over here, and there's a neighborhood on either side of this. So if you are looking for a new construction home, this neighborhood, like I said, these homes are in the 600,000s for the most part. This one up here on the hill, a lot of these homes are in the 800 to 900,000s. And so kind of everything from around 600,000 up to around $1 million. And as far as the size, you're gonna find 3, 4, and 5-bedroom homes. So really a good family area. The school is just about 1 minute down the street this way. There's a grocery store just about 1 minute down the street this way. So it's a very convenient area to live as well. And we're just about 10 minutes away from Turkey Creek, that big shopping area that I showed you. So this is a very convenient area, great family area with, nice 4-bedroom, larger homes, super convenient to the school. And so if you are looking for that new construction home, this is a great area to be able to find that. And by the way, you probably noticed that I've got a jacket on now. I ran out of time the other day, and this is really one of my favorite times of the year because this is where we start to get some cooler days. So it's the middle of October. A couple days ago when I was out here, it was in the 80s. Today it's in the 60s. It's probably gonna get up to the low 70s later this afternoon. But this is that time of year where it starts to cool down in Tennessee, and you get a lot of the days that are in the 60s and 70s, nice cool weather. So this is honestly one of the best times to be outside. The leaves have not started to change yet, but here in just a few weeks, you're gonna get all those really beautiful fall colors around Knoxville and up in the mountains as well, which is one of the most popular times that people come to visit the Smoky Mountains is when you start to get all those fall colors. All right, so we're up on the hill right above that neighborhood where we just were, right down there in the valley. And as you get up on this hill, you get this really nice view out over this farmland. You can actually see the foothills of the Cumberland Mountains in the background there. But that is another nice thing about Knoxville. You get these rolling hills, and when you get up on top of them, you get these really nice views. And Hardin Valley has this ridge that runs through, and so a lot of the homes that sit up along that, you get a really nice view. But there are, a lot of other neighborhoods around Knoxville where you can get that same type of view. So that's really cool. Again, if you want to see a list of everything that's currently for sale, you can go to our website, tnexpert.com, or simply scan the QR code that's on the screen here, and it'll take you directly to a current home search of everything that's available in Knoxville right now. So we're heading over towards the north side of Knoxville now. So we're kind of on like the northwest side. And the thing I wanted to bring up about the north side compared to the west and the south. So on the south side, we had that big urban wilderness area. The west side, we had a lot of shopping areas, a lot of new development. We had the lake that runs through there. And the thing I wanted to bring up about the north side is you still have a lot of conveniences, but you actually have a little bit lower prices for homes. So the neighborhoods I showed you over on the west side, we saw most of those homes are going to start in the 600,000s. There are some homes they're going to start in the 500,000s, but really for the most part, a lot of them start in the 600,000s. And over here on the north side, like this neighborhood, for example, you can find homes starting in the 300,000s. And so, you know, you still get a lot of conveniences over on the north side, but you have homes that are actually starting in a little bit of a lower price point. And this neighborhood in particular, called Belltown, actually has some really nice amenities. Right across the street here, they're putting in a commercial development. It's going to have retail and dining. There's a nice pool here, a nice playground, and so very nice neighborhood, and you can find homes starting in the 300,000. So that's one of the things that really stands out about this north side. And as we get further north, it's kind of going to be the same thing. Get nice new developments, but it's going to be a little bit lower on price. So this is one of the big commercial areas over on the north side of Knoxville, and there's a ton of different stuff through here. Obviously a Chick-fil-A out here behind me, but there's a bunch of other fast food restaurants. There's an Aubrey's, which is one of my favorite local Knoxville restaurants. There are a couple large grocery stores. There's actually a major hospital, the North Knox Medical Center, right across the street over here. And by the way, there were a couple major hospitals in West Knoxville as well, and downtown, that I didn't mention. So North, West, and downtown all have major hospitals. But, you know, super convenient area. You know, you can live over on the north side here and get a little bit more affordability as far as home values go, but still be really convenient to a lot of commercial areas. So we are back towards downtown now, still on the north side. And as you get towards downtown, you get a lot of these more historic, urban feeling neighborhoods. The cool thing about it is you have a lot of businesses, restaurants, coffee shops, things like that mixed in here. And so over on the west side, the University of Tennessee kind of separates downtown from the west side of Knoxville. So you don't really get any of these more urban areas like you did on the south side. And so you kind of get that same type of area over here on the north side, where you get these residential historic neighborhoods that are getting kind of revitalized, a lot of businesses coming in here with a lot of stuff to do. So if you're looking for one of those walkable areas where you can live, walk to different businesses, walk to the coffee shop, walk to restaurants, and there's actually, you know, I mentioned there really was no grocery store over on the south side, but there actually is a small grocery store just right down the street here on the north side. So even a grocery store that's walkable. So cool area if you want to be in one of those walkable areas. So we are out here on the east side now, still close to downtown. The neighborhoods over here are fairly similar to what we just saw over on the north side. I'd say one of the differences is there's not quite as much redevelopment. There hasn't been quite as much redevelopment out here on the east side. But what a lot of people like about these neighborhoods, similar to the North Knox neighborhoods, they have those historic homes with a lot of character and a lot of charm to them. So we're out about 10 to 15 minutes away from downtown. And what you find over on the east side of Knox County, as you get outside of the city limits, is a lot of farmland and undeveloped wooded property. And that's really the thing that's unique about the east side of Knoxville, is it's the most undeveloped side. So you have all this undeveloped land. So if you're looking for a more rural setting, then you can definitely find that on the east side here. Of course, as you get into some of the surrounding counties, you can find that as well. But as far as being in Knox County and really close to downtown, you can you know, find that rural setting and still be just 10 minutes out from downtown. And so that's what you can find on the east side. Well guys, hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If you are thinking about making the move to Tennessee, my real estate team helps people every single day, just like you, make that move to Tennessee. And so if you want to connect with us, you can go to our website, tnexpert.com, and book a call, or you can simply scan the QR code that's on the screen right here, and you can book a call through that as well. But hopefully this video has helped you understand the different areas of Knoxville. Number one, if Knoxville could be a good fit for you, and number two, which area might be the best fit for you. So we went to the downtown area and showed you kind of everything that has to offer, with not only the housing, but also the shopping, the restaurants, and everything there is to do down there. We went over to the south side, which has that great urban wilderness. Out on the west side, you saw how it has access to a lot of those big shopping developments, plus you have the lake that runs right through there, as well as a lot of the new housing developments. Over on the north side, it has a little bit lower priced homes, but you're still convenient to everything you need to be convenient to. And then over on the east side, you have a lot more space, a lot of undeveloped property, a lot of undeveloped land. And so if you want to be in a more rural setting, over on the east side of Knoxville is one of the places where you can really find that. So again, if you are thinking about making the move to Tennessee, whether it's Knoxville or another area around Tennessee, we would love to connect with you. Go to our website, tnexpert.com, or scan the QR code on the screen right here. Other than that, I will see you on the next video.